Today I will show you what kind of army of orcs, goblins and trolls can be assembled from the original Lego. I used minifigures from completely different series such as The Hobbit, The Lord of the Rings, Ninjaga and Harry Potter, as well as many others. For the leader of the horde, of course, I took the coolest figure that I had and of course, I customized. As a weapon, he has a large, long chain and collected wrist claws. Their design is quite simple, and even simpler, I made a hand mount from a regular black Lego rubber band. The large snake head shoulder piece came from one of the very first Ninjaga sets, and I borrowed a piece of brown fabric from old Luke's hut from the Star Wars set. It is against such an enemy that the ballista from my previous video, the link to which you will find in the tooltip, will come in handy. But this is not the only giant in my orc army. For a very long time I was looking for a cave troll bigfig from the Lord of the Rings series, and one day luck smiled at me. Having bought a half-broke Lego set, Caves of Moria, I got this amazing troll figurine, one Moria orc, and of course Gimli. And if Gimli, for some reason, is not so valued by collectors, then the price of this bigfig now starts at $30. Every year it is less and less possible to find such specimens, especially in good condition. It's no secret that orcs, trolls or goblins are now almost impossible to find, but recently we were lucky and fantasy-themed sets came out in the Ninjaga series. The months from season 13 are very similar to the trolls from the old Lego Castle series, which makes it possible to quickly assemble an entire army, especially if you manage to buy a large number of polybags with this minifigure at one time. I tried to make each character unique by changing hairstyles, weapons, and other accessories. Axes, torches and round shields, weapons from the Lord of the Rings and two-tone spears look great. While these berserkers are fighting the enemy on the ground, shamans riding pterodactyls are cutting through the sky. I think dinosaurs fit in very well with the orc army, and I've already ordered a set from the new Jurassic World line, so be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so see what you can make from Triceratops. A shaman on a pterodactyl has clay pots filled with deadly poison as his main weapons. Throwing them at the formation of knights, the pot breaks, throwing out a deadly cloud of poison. For the minifigure itself, I used an orc from The Hobbit, Munts from Ninjaga, and brown details of the hood and cape. But these are not the only shamans among the orcs and trolls. If you have a fantasy, then even parts from Star Wars minifigures will come in handy. You could already see custom from Pobo minifig in one of the previous videos. If for some reason you missed it, then I will leave a link to the video in the hint. The shaman was completed with parts from a ghost from the Halloween minifigure series and a torso from a centaur from Harry Potter. And for the second shaman, I used a snake skull helmet. He came across in old Ninjaga sets, although the execution of the helmet idea, in my opinion, was not the most successful. However, Ninjaga has a lot of details and minifigures that fit perfectly into the fantasy theme. While I don't particularly welcome pink orcs and trolls, this shaman looks really good riding a Harry Potter spider. The only thing I regret is that I didn't buy several of these sets with Aragog at once, but I think soon I will definitely fix this and make a whole army of spiders and arachnids. Another nice bonus from the Harry Potter series is the new centaur minifigures. My joy knew no bounds, because now a new race has appeared in my fantasy world whose representatives are fighting both on the side of the orcs and for people as mercenaries, because there are centaurs that are dark brown and red. I also customized them, adding details from Pirates of the Caribbean, Lord of the Rings and Ninjaga. The only odd thing is that the centaur is much smaller than the standard horse. I understand that it was necessary to respect the proportions of the standard minifigure, but because of this, it seems that this is a half human, half pony, and now they don't seem so scary. But the orcs from the Lord of the Rings at Lego turned out to be scary. I managed to collect as many as 3 orcs, and I made archers out of them. When the Triceratops set arrives, I will build a mobile tower for them. Among them there are 2 figurines from the Caves of Moria set and one of the Hobbit sets. True, I used the torso for the centaur and I had to put here from the Lego Chima minifigure, but this is a real old Lego fantasy. As a child, I really wanted a set with a big troll for myself, and only a few years later, I managed to find it on the internet. Of course, it's not as big as the Lord of the Rings cave troll, but it looks just as cool, and I would like to find another one just like it, only in beige with a skull tattoo on the shoulder for my Lego fantasy collection. Among the Lego minifigures, there are many more characters that fit perfectly into this theme. Despite the fact that they have not been produced for a long time, even now these figures cost $5 to $6. It remains only to find someone who could sell them in the right quantity. I really like the Cyclops minifigures. I would like to find as many of them as possible. A funny moment is that if you remove the top top of the head, you can see how kind they really are at heart and what they hide under the mask. They would make a great married couple, like if you would like to see the baby Cyclops. Another character from the minifigures series is the goblin. It looks great with the hair from the orc from the Lord of the Rings, which allows you to customize it and make it more diverse. Again, these figures cost only a couple of bucks, but they fit perfectly into the fantasy theme. I'm already really looking forward to episode 24, which is rumored to have a new orc figurine, albeit with old legs from Lego Chima. Also, I recently bought a Yeti minifigure, but have not yet decided whether to add it to the army of trolls and goblins or make it a separate character. Be sure to tell us about your idea in the comments. Well, since I'm going to build a whole settlement of orcs, then of course, I cannot do without local residents. Parts from the shaman from the Lego Castle series were perfect for this, as well as the head from Gargona from the old series of minifigures. She has two facial expressions, but in the second she looks more like some kind of snake. As a transport, I use all the same dinosaurs. The cubs of the same Triceratops are perfect. You can hang various bags on them, and you will already notice it in the first episode of my fantasy series. By the way, the second series is coming out very soon, so don't forget to subscribe to the channel, press the bell and, of course, watch my other videos. Well, as always, Papa Lego was with you. All cool minifigs, we'll see you.